time I'm talking all things diet. My personal diet, what I eat, why I turned plant-based, and how and why I'm introducing certain things back into my diet. And I think that's really important when it comes to health and like your food. Like, what do you care about? In terms of like what Greek yogurt I would go for, Sarah was saying full fat. You want all the nutrients. Now, the process of feeling vegan guilt. Again, this goes back to your why. Hey guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Catch Ups in My Kitchen. This week we have a solo episode out here in Mallorca. I honestly find these the most bizarre episodes to record because I'm literally sat speaking to a camera, but I often get asked so many questions and they tend to do kind of well, weirdly. So I'm back here doing another one, and this time I'm talking all things diet. My personal diet, what I eat, why I turned plant-based, and how and why I'm introducing certain things back into my diet, and my whole kind of diet journey. So this is kind of Diet 101, Georgia version. I have to say though that everyone's diet and what works for them is so different and unique, and that has got to be one of the messages that I kind of bang on about so much on here. But I also asked you quite a few questions, or asked you guys to write in a few questions on Instagram, so I've got some of those to answer as well. So it's going to be a 20-minute fire nutrition 101, what I eat, what I do, plant-based. Let's go. To start with, I'm going to do the quick fire round, the Mallorca edition. So sweet or savory, I'm a sweet for breakfast kind of girl, but I'm savory in general. Like, I don't really have that much sweet things in my diet. Favorite restaurant in Mallorca? This is really hard, but I'd probably say there's a restaurant in Andrax called Milu, and the whole experience there, the location, it is just 10 out of 10. Favorite thing to do on the island? I am a water baby. It's being out on the sea. I absolutely love being on the water. So as Mallorca is an island, it is 100% that. And my favorite Mediterranean dish, I'd have to say a gazpacho soup. I love making these at home, adding in so many different fillings. I actually had it today with chopped cucumber, parsley and chickpeas, and it was just so nice, like extra lemon, extra black pepper. I love it. Okay, straight into diet. So let me start from the beginning. About 10 years ago, I was lactose intolerant. That was at a time when like being lactose intolerant wasn't really a thing. So all you could eat was like soya milk, and chocolate was like, I kind of just cut out all dairy, which was really sad because I loved chocolate and I still do love chocolate. So lactose and dairy was like the first thing to go out of my diet. Then I stopped eating meat, and that was more a personal preference. I didn't really like the texture, the taste of meat. I was never really that into it, and the more that I read, the more I was like, I don't like the health benefits that it has on my body. And also from a laziness perspective, I was like, it's so much quicker to cook fish and vegetables, like I'm gonna just do that. And it was probably more ease and definitely taste, and like I've just never ever gone back. And meat does not really appeal to me on a personal level, so stopped eating that. Then I watched the dreaded Seaspiracy and I cut all fish out of my diet. For more a sustainability point, I was like, wow, where are we getting this fish from? I don't like the way it's caught. I don't like the whole fishing industry, and it really opened my eyes up to it. So then I cut out fish. I then basically went fully plant-based, and I started Greedy Vegan alongside. So not only was I plant-based, but I was really advocating the plant-based diet, which is challenging when you may want to introduce things back in. But as you've heard many times on here, Greedy Vegan is now closed, and being on the podcast and having this kind of source of information at my fingertips, I'm constantly learning and adding and introducing new things into my diet to be the healthiest version of myself. That is my pure goal and aim. I think that's really important when it comes to health and like your food. Like, what do you care about? Are you wanting to eat for fitness purposes? Are you wanting to eat for goals or health or environment or sustainability? Like, what is your why? And I think that's a really crucial part when you're thinking about your diet and what you want to eat and the kind of rule book you want. But I also think it's really important to not be rigid, like not put yourself in a box that you then can't get out of, or a box that limits you so much that you then can't socialize. That's a really important thing. And I think I went so extreme with the plant-based thing that it did limit me a lot in certain situations. I mean, I am still 95% plant-based, but I am slowly introducing a few things in, which I'll go on to. But knowing your why and listening to your body and being happy to change and be proven wrong, I think is really key. Like, we're not born knowing everything. It's really important to kind of keep learning. And for me, I think the ability to learn and the desire to learn is like the pinnacle of health. We're always going to learn new ways to run better, new ways of lifting in the gym, or new ways of eating better. I think we're always learning. So I think being open to being proven wrong is huge. And I had to really that was a big thing for me, because obviously I learned so much on the podcast and I have so much information, and I did, my business was vegan, I researched so much, but I can still be proven wrong. Of course you can. And you can still change your mind. So with that in mind, I have started introducing a few things. So when I was vegan or plant-based, I used to always love an almond croissant. That was like my guilty pleasure, and I loved it. It was the whole like ritual of going to a lovely bakery, getting your coffee, getting your croissant. I loved that, and I didn't want to get rid of that. So that was my only kind of like weakness that I would have. And then recently, I've kind of been speaking to a few different people. I had Ella from Wild on the podcast talking about fish. And I was like, you know what, if I know where my fish is from, I know how it was caught, and I'm happy with that process, I will eat fish, because I know I love all the benefits that fish have, like the fish oils, and like I think fish is a great source of protein, and it's a nutrient for our body, and I want to have that. So if I know where the fish is from, I will eat fish. Now that is really rare. I probably have eaten fish 3 times this year. So it's very, very, very rare. And it's kind of when I fancy it, and I was about to say when I'm out. When I'm out actually is rarer. I probably eat it more when I know where I'm getting it from, and I buy it from a trusted source. So for example, Wild, I now love. Out in Mallorca, they've got this gorgeous fish market that you can go and get your fish from. So sometimes I do that. So I know where it's from, I know where it's sourced, and that kind of makes me feel okay. And then the Greek yogurt thing is so interesting. So as I mentioned, I haven't had any dairy for like 10 years, but hearing from Sarah, who's a nutritionist I had on the podcast, she was saying how some dairies are really low in lactose because the fermentation process breaks down the lactose. That is Parmesan and Greek yogurt. And Parmesan I knew of already, and I would often have a sprinkle on pasta here and there, which I love. And Greek yogurt, when I've been having these plant-based alternative yogurts, I've not loved the ingredients. I don't want to have gums and thickeners, because my why is health, and I'm like, that's not the healthiest yogurt or healthiest ingredient for my body. Like, what is a thickener? What is a gum? We used to not eat that, so I don't want to be eating that. So knowing that Greek yogurt is low in lactose and has so many amazing health benefits, I was like, I need to be adding this. So I have started, and I'm so intrigued. I have to say, I have noticed my skin flared up a tiny bit, but I don't know if that's because I'm in Mallorca, I'm in the sun. It could be many reasons, so I'm going to monitor it. But I do know some people say that cutting out dairy helped their skin. And I've never had bad skin, so I'm going to be interested to see if introducing yogurt causes any kind of flare-ups or spots of any kind. So I will keep you very much posted on that one. This episode is sponsored by Zuki. If, like me, you're interested in supplements and love to feel your best, then you need to try Zuki's range of liposomal supplements. They have been clinically proven to provide 4 times the amount of absorption compared to conventional supplements, which means you feel the benefits faster. They also come in a delicious single-serve sachet, which means you can look forward to taking your supplements every day. My current favourite is vitamin B12, which tastes just like strawberry. If you're interested in trying Zuki, they have given all catch-up listeners a chance to receive a free taster pack. This includes vitamin C, D, B12, collagen, and turmeric. To receive your free pack, click the link in the show notes. Thank you so much, Zuki, for sponsoring the podcast. Now let's get back to the episode. In terms of what Greek yogurt I would go for, Sarah was saying full fat. You want all the nutrients. To be honest, in every element of food and life, the full fat option is always the better option. It has always got it says less sugar. It's better for you. Believe it or not, the kind of reduced fat, reduced sugar, all of that is actually often worse because of the ingredients they put in. So you want the full fat Greek yogurt. And the best brands I'm looking at or seeing at the moment is Yo Valley, and I want to say Fage, F-A-G-E. I've definitely said that wrong. But anyway, those yogurts I think are the best. Out here, I've had a Spanish brand, which I had to do a lot of research into. But yeah, you want a full fat Greek yogurt with all the benefits, all the nutrients. It's so good for us. So great for our guts. So I would really, really recommend, if anyone is lactose intolerant, give it a go. Because of the health benefits, they're great. And if it's good for us, then why wouldn't we? So what I'm currently focusing on in my diet, as I mentioned, health is my like why. I want to be the healthiest version of me. Like, my body is a temple, and that's what I love. I also have kind of healthy taste buds, I guess you can say. So I do love the healthier foods, but I'm focusing on protein variety. So variety is key for me regardless. Like, if you're predominantly plant-based, you want to be eating 30 plus plants a week of course you do. Like, there's so many benefits to that. So protein variety, I want tofu, I want tempeh, I want spinach, I want chickpeas. I want a full variety of different sources of protein and protein powders. And like, looking at my protein and kind of focusing on that has been a bit of a focus for me this year. Superfoods, I'm obsessed with superfoods and trying to get as many superfoods into my diet as possible. That is really important for me. So I have chia seeds often in the morning, linseed, flaxseed, spirulina in my smoothies. I'm really on it with iron. So I'm always having lots of spinach in smoothies or in pastas or in salads. Loads of spinach goes down to nothing. That is a big hack. Spinach everything. Like, it wilts to nothing. It's amazing. It's a powerhouse of a food source. So yeah, chia, flax, linseed, spirulina, goji berries, cacao nibs. I like try and get in as many superfoods. Linseeds on avocado toast. Nutritional yeast, it's got loads of B12 in it. So really look at like I guess it's like habit stacking. It's like food stacking. How many kind of superfoods can you add on to your bowl or your plate to make it that bit better? Especially when we're at home, like, why not pile our plates with as much nutrients as we can? So that's my big thing I try and focus on. And I do eat quite a lot of superfoods, but I think they're just amazing for us. Oils has been another one I've really focused on this year. So checking the back of packets and seeing what oils are used. I don't really fry anything in olive oil anymore because when you cook olive oil to a really high temperature, it produces toxins that aren't great for our body. So if you're frying anything, it's coconut oil or avocado oil if you want to go plant, or if you're happy with animal fats, you can go ghee or tallow. They're really great too. But oils has been a big one. So I use probably coconut oil most of the time, but sometimes it alters the flavour. So for alters the flavour, you might want to go avocado. And then for seasonings, dressings, or cooking at a lower temperature, I would go olive oil. I don't really cook with olive oil as much now, but maybe I'm doing a jacket of sweet potato and I want to have a bit of olive oil in there as my kind of fat source. Also a good quality olive oil and salt. These are basic principles. A good quality olive oil, a good quality salt. We use these every single day. Why would you not buy the best quality? We want like pink Himalayan salt. We want good quality salt. We want olive oil. You want to know the provenance. You want it in a dark bottle. We want no clear bottles. In plastic is a no-no. Those are like basic things to make your health better. And non-bloating foods. Plant-based can be very bloat heavy with the legumes and the lentils and pulses and raw. I eat a lot of kind of like cold dishes, especially in the summer, and that can all kind of add into feeling bloated. So I often think about what is going to be soft on the tummy. So maybe like avocado on rye bread, or things that are warm, cooking up my quinoa and spinach, putting it together, making it warmer. Another hack, if you do find you get bloated a lot, is try and have one cold and one hot meal. Try and not go, if in the summer, for example, like too much raw. So if you're having, I don't know, a smoothie for breakfast, a salad for lunch, and a rice noodle salady dish for dinner, that's too much raw. It's too many harsh vegetables to break down. It's too much work for the body. Whereas warm cooking has done a lot of the breaking down process for the body, so it's easier for the body to digest. So that's something to kind of focus on or think about when you're thinking, oh, I always get bloated and I've only had a smoothie and a salad today. That's why. It's too cold, it's too much on the body. So I often try and think about that. Nuts and seeds, again, kind of links to superfoods, but I always think, can I add pumpkin seeds to this? Can I add sunflower seeds to this? Can I add pine nuts? Like, all of these are good little protein additions if you're looking to kind of up the nutritional content of your meals. Seeds and superfoods are like my go-tos. Okay, now the process of feeling vegan guilt. Again, this goes back to your why. Like, why are you vegan? Is it because of sustainability? If it's sustainability and you want to introduce things, look at the source. If you're looking at the source, it's from a good source, you can't feel guilty then. But if it's for health, then, then if it's healthy for you and better for you, then you're going with what you believe in. So I think knowing your why is so, so crucial. And I guess it's kind of like, what's the true cost? Is it hurting you more by feeling guilty, or is it hurting you more by not eating it? Like, what's worse? And I think once you put that into a bit of perspective, that will really help the whole vegan guilt thing. And I think you've got to kind of forgive yourself, and you kind of feel like, I've preached this so many times, now people are going to judge me if I start eating the opposite of what I've been speaking about. But no, as I mentioned earlier, being able to learn, wanting to advance and be the healthiest version, if you can back up while you're doing it, then you're just going with the process. We're not all born eating the same diet, and it's good to be able to change, learn, and our body changes. We go through different stages, especially as girls. As women, we're going through different stages, different cycles, and our bodies will need and demand different things. So don't feel guilty, listen to your body and know your why. If you know your why, then I truly believe that you won't feel the guilt, because you're going with what your why is telling you at that point. So those are my kind of tips for the vegan guilt. But it is a thing, but learn to forgive yourself, and others will forgive you too, because actually no one really cares apart from you. Okay, someone asked me my thoughts on meat alternatives. If I'm honest, I don't love them, and this comes from a girl who used to sell them. So I don't love them because of the ingredients, and again, my biggest why is health. I want to be the healthiest version, and sometimes I'm like, what is even in this burger or chicken? Like, it's just not for me. I do get that it is a big convenience thing for a lot of people, and if that is the case, and a little and often is fine. But for me, I want original sources. I want tofu, which is great. Tempeh is even better because it's fermented, so it's great for the gut. It's one of the gut health foods. So I like those. Oyster mushrooms as well. It has a meaty texture. But one brand I do love is Fable, and they do a really great oyster mushroom alternative. Well, an alternative made from oyster mushrooms. So they are really, really good. And then a lot of the tofu and tempeh brands, they do different marinated versions. So in terms of convenience, if you can get like a soy almond tofu, which is one of the ones I love, or a kind of paprika based tempeh, like those are so great. So overall, don't love a meat alternative, prefer the original sources, but love tofu, love tempeh. And if you haven't heard of Fable, definitely check them out. Okay, next one is dairy milk and healing. Okay, so personally, I don't think anyone should be drinking dairy milk, because I think that the cows are pumped with hormones, and then God knows what we're drinking. And I'm just a no-no when it comes to dairy. However, listen to your body, and everyone is different. If you've been told or advised to have dairy and it's doing your body wonders, eat dairy or drink dairy. That is great. If you're one for balance, have dairy. I think that's fine. If you can back up why and have evidence that it's working for your body, that is fine. Your body is your case study. So I think there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Personally, it's not for me. I am very much an almond milk girl. I do have oat milk on occasion. Personally, I'm not a fan of Alpro's almond milk in coffee. I just think there's some weird ingredients in that too. So if I'm going to drink a milk with weird ingredients, I may as well go for the oat milk. Oatly is the worst. I'm not even going to start that one. We all know about oat milk. But I try and have, almond milk, or even coconut water in smoothies is my favourite. Okay, what is next? Okay, some people have been asking me for kind of like recipe recommendations for breakfast, for lunch, and supplements. So protein smoothie recipe recommendations. I love Form Nutrition's protein powder, and I love it in vanilla and chocolate peanut, and I kind of interchange between the two. I have a variety of different smoothie recipes. I'll put them in the show notes and I'll pop them on the Catch Ups website. But I love either like a frozen banana, blueberry, vanilla. And again, I'll be adding in maca, I'll be adding in wheatgrass, I'll be chucking in those superfoods left, right and centre. Chia seeds, linseed, flax, it's all going in. I just want my breakfast to be the powerhouse for my morning. Or if I've got the chocolate peanut one, I will go for, I call it the Chunky Monkey smoothie, and it's like chocolate peanut protein, half a frozen banana, cacao powder, cacao nibs, maybe a bit of frozen avocado, or maybe some tablespoon of almond butter for some healthy fats. Again, depends on my workout routine, where I'm at, what I'm doing. If I want that extra fat, that will be that. Avocado also makes it super thick. So you've got the blueberry vanilla, we've got the Chunky Monkey, we've got the super green. So for that, I'll do vanilla, I'll do spinach, spirulina, half frozen banana, some ice, and maybe some frozen grapes. I'll keep it very green. I kind of do it in colours. And sometimes I'll have a raspberry vanilla one, but I do prefer blueberries. But yeah, those three, I've got super green, blueberry, vanilla, and we've got Chunky Monkey, and I'll put all of those in the show notes. So supplement-wise, someone asked what supplements I took when I was vegan and if I am taking any now and if it's changed. Now I'm partnered with Zuki, I've done a lot of research into supplements, and I now take a vitamin D. She said there's no such thing as vegan collagen. I agree with her, but I do take a vegan collagen, plant-based collagen of some sorts for kind of hair and energy. I take MCT powder in my coffees. I'm obsessed with it. I notice such a difference in terms of brain health and alertness. Gets rid of brain fog. I'm obsessed with that. And one thing I'm looking to add in is a good quality fish oil. Because I am adding in more fish now, a fish oil or fish supplement I think would be really good from a good source. I'm still researching. I'm still yet to find one that I absolutely love. But I am looking to add that in. And then in winter, I probably have a vitamin C, just as and when I need it. I also think like your body I like to get everything I can from food, and I do eat quite well. But when I'm feeling like I'm run down or I need a bit of a pick me up, vitamin C, I'll probably start taking that for about a week, just so I've got it in the system. But yeah, those are my like go-tos. I'm big on iron, but I take it a lot in like spirulina, spinach, dark leafy greens, all of that. And then the last question is lunch. What is my go-to lunch when I haven't got time to cook? Now, I love doing a toast series or a Rivita series. So I get like 2 Rivitas or 3 Rivitas or however many pieces of toast, whatever, and do a variety. So I might do hummus with some cucumber. I might do like blistered tomatoes on another one. And I might do crushed pea and mint, or avocado with lemon, and like sprouts, like broccoli sprouts. So I could do like 3 different varieties. I love that. I like being able to taste like different flavors. I'm not a fan of just like 2 pieces of avocado toast, like a bit boring. So I do a little series, so 3 different things. Another thing is like the merchant grain quinoa is really great, super easy. You can have it cold, you can have it warm. If you're doing it warm, you could chuck in some spinach in there, sun-dried tomatoes, any like canned good, like bold bean chickpeas, bold bean butter beans, like capers, sun-dried tomatoes. All of those things are so easy just to whack in with like cucumber, tomatoes, spinach, quinoa. If you've got protein you've already cooked up, or you've managed to get some like tempeh that you don't need to cook, which is all pre-marinated, or tofu that you don't have to cook up, chop that all up and pop it in, and you can make a salad in literally 5 minutes. And butter beans, chickpeas are all so great. And that merchant grain quinoa is the best for quick lunches, hot or cold. It's amazing. Another really good one actually is a kind of gyoza bowl. So again, if you haven't got time, buy some frozen gyozas. Always have those in my freezer. Get some bone broth or vegan broth or stock cube in hot water. Make yourself a quick broth. Add some soy sauce and some chili sauce, whatever you want. Lemon, ginger, and whatever you need into it. Again, chuck a load of spinach, chuck some any peas, edamame, broad beans, your gyozas, and you suddenly have like a gyoza ramen-y bowl. Great for the winter. Really, really easy. Again, 5 minutes, it is done. So All of those recipes will be in the show notes. This is like a 25 minutes, but over than 20, quick fire nutrition round. But I guess the overall message is always learn. We're always learning, so our minds can always change. Don't feel guilt if you can back it up. We are our own case studies. If you've got the evidence, do it. If you don't, test, see, how do you feel, and then go from there. I honestly really believe in that, and I think the power and the pinnacle of health is learning. And I'm always changing, learning, and that's why I love to share it with you guys. I have great knowledge from different podcast guests, and I like to put it in practice and kind of demonstrate how I'm doing it. So I really hope you found that helpful. That was like a massive whistle-stop tour. This podcast is obviously sponsored by Zuki. Insane supplements. I only have sponsors that I truly love and use. So check them out. You can get a free Zuki pack of supplements for free. The link is in the show notes. So click it, sign up, get your own pack, try them out, great flavours. And then you can work out what supplements you think you like and which ones you need. Do a little test if you want to be super, super personal and bespoke to you. But keep learning, keep supporting the podcast. And thank you guys so much for listening.